Once upon a time, by the side of an old pond in a distant forest, there lived a little frog named Ricky. Unlike the other frogs, Ricky didn't have the ability to jump high in the water or fly like the ducks. However, Ricky's heart was full of big adventures. Despite his limited mobility, his curiosity drove him to discover new things every day. One morning, while wandering in the forest, Ricky met a turtle. The turtle's life experiences fascinated Ricky. One day, the turtle said, "I too wished I could swim like you and fly like the ducks. Let me tell you a story. Would you like to hear it?" Ricky nodded excitedly, and the turtle began his story. There once was a swan living here. With its beautiful white feathers and graceful wings, it captivated everyone. As the swan glided across the sky, everyone gazed at it with envy. But I couldn't be like the swan. I had a heavy shell and could only move slowly underwater. However, one day as I looked at my reflection in the pond, I discovered something. It was the swan's reflection, and it made me realize something important about myself. Ricky curiously asked, "What happened next?" The turtle smiled and continued, "From that moment on, I started looking at my reflection every day and began to feel better about myself. By focusing on my own strengths, I found happiness. Instead of trying to be like the swan, I learned to accept myself." Thoughtfully, Ricky asked, "So it's important to be ourselves, isn't it?" The turtle nodded and added, "Yes, Ricky. When we accept ourselves, we reveal our true strength. Each of us has unique talents. What's important is to believe in ourselves and discover those talents." Ricky learned a great lesson from the turtle's story. From then on, he focused on his own abilities and strived to live the adventures he had always dreamed of. This story strengthens Ricky's belief in himself and teaches children to discover their own talents. It reminds everyone that we all have unique qualities and emphasizes the importance of self-confidence. By accepting themselves, they can achieve success. After that day in the forest, every morning Ricky would go to the water's edge, smile at his reflection, and continue to live his adventures. And thus, the tale of the little frog comes to an end, children. The next day, Ricky's adventure continued. As the sun rose and the creatures in the forest began to wake up, Ricky, as usual, went to the water's edge, smiled at his reflection, and greeted the day. That day, an unexpected guest appeared before Ricky. It was a squirrel named Skippy. Skippy was a cheerful squirrel who could jump and play quickly among the trees. While watching Skippy, Ricky realized that Skippy had a special talent of his own. Skippy came over and said, "Hello, Ricky. I've been watching you, and I see how much you love the water. I want to show you something. Would you like to watch?" Ricky excitedly agreed. Skippy then showed Ricky how to climb tall trees and quickly jump between the branches. Ricky admired Skippy's talent. "Do you love the water as much as I do?" Ricky asked. Skippy smiled and said, "Yes, the sound of the water relaxes me, but my home is in the trees. Everyone has a place they love and something they are good at." Ricky was touched by Skippy's words and realized that everyone is different, and everyone has unique talents. Discovering and developing those talents was important. From that day on, Ricky and Skippy became good friends. Ricky admired Skippy's tree-jumping ability, while Skippy appreciated Ricky's special bond with the water. They both accepted each other's differences and continued to have many adventures together in the forest. And so, Ricky and Skippy's friendship became an example to the other creatures in the forest. Everyone celebrated each other's differences, and the forest was filled with love and acceptance. The tale of little frog Ricky taught everyone that they could learn something from one another, and that together they were stronger. And with that, the story comes to an end, children.